you know what? You could take away all my compressor plugins, except for one. That compressor is the RVox. I probably have, I don't know, 100 other compressor plugins, but I always go back to this one, and this is like no BS. Yeah, this plugin came out, what, like 20 something years ago? But in my opinion, it still beats out everything else that's out there. It's simple but very effective. Also, I think it's a great compressor for beginners because there's not a whole lot of knobs on it that might be confusing to people who have less engineering experience. But even someone like myself who's been mixing and producing for damn near 25 years at this point, I still like the way it sounds. Not just because it's easy to use, but it sounds great. Sometimes I don't want to fiddle around with all the extra knobs on some of these other compressors, and I want it just like a quick go-to sound. And that's what RVox delivers every time I use it. I use it on multiple stages in my session. I'll use it sometimes directly on the track, and I'll use it on all my vocal buses. Sometimes I'll have like two vocal buses, one that's just like the main processing, and then the second vocal bus includes effect returns in those. And that second vocal bus with the RVox, what that does is it'll bring up some of those delays and reverbs that are in there, and it glues everything together. So yeah, I'll use at least 3 RVoxes on the vocals alone, and that doesn't even count the other stuff I use it on, because I don't just use it on vocals. I use it on guitars, I use it on live bass. It sounds great on live bass. I use it on the music bus as well to glue all the instruments together. I think it's a great tool for that. But I like my vocals real nice and tight and even. Anything that's like too dynamic and too much peaks, I want that to be nice and tight. I don't know. I like a lot of compression on my vocals. And the great thing about the RVox is that you can bring that threshold down pretty far without it sounding over compressed. Because you could sometimes tell with other compressors, man, this sounds too compressed. But I can go pretty far with the RVox and not have any of those artifacts. The gate also really helps. If you have like some background noise or whatever, like it's just so easy to use. Like I'm gonna use it on just for demonstration purposes on Tag's song Engine On, which we produced. Yeah, vocals completely dry. There's some uneven parts. Let's see what RVox can do on this. So here's before.
I've been picking up some steam when I'm moving through the scenes, put the fire in the hole.
It's pretty uneven, a little too dynamic. There's some parts that jump out and there's some parts that are a little quiet. So let's hear what the RVox can do on this.
I've been picking up some steam when I'm moving through the scenes, put the fire in the hole. I've been picking up some steam when I'm moving through the scenes, put the fire in the hole. I've been picking up some steam when I'm moving through the scenes, put the fire in the hole. I've been picking up some steam when I'm moving through the scenes, put the fire in the hole.
Man, that's like night and day right there. Yeah, I mean, and you can see, look at how much compression I'm using on this. Like, telling you. RVox, man. Telling you. And just for clarification, I'm using the REQ after it. I'm not EQing anything. I'm just bringing the volume. I'm just using it as a trim. Just so I can sort of gain match a little bit better the before and after. Now, if you want a little bit more control, you can use the R compressor. So it's pretty similar to the RVox. It just gives you more control over attack, release, and some different types of compressors like opto, warm, smooth, and of course ratio. Now, one other one here that I don't really see many people use this one as much. I like this one. This is the RX. If you notice on the R compressor, the minimum attack is 0.5. Now, Renaissance X, the attack goes all the way down to 0.00, which means that the attack is a lot faster. You're going to get a really, really fast attack. That can introduce a little bit more of a grittier sound. It's catching those peaks right away, and it's not even letting anything get through. So, I like to use this for a little bit more color and a little bit more of a dirtier sound.
I've been picking up some steam when I'm moving through the scenes, put the fire in the hole. I've been picking up some steam when I'm moving through the scenes, put the fire in the hole. I've been picking up some steam when I'm moving through the scenes, put the fire in the hole.
They all give similar results, but you could definitely tell that the RX is a little bit more grit to it. At least I can tell. What do you guys think? Which one do you think sounds the best? I think overall, I'll probably reach for the RVox more than the other two, but for certain applications, I think they can definitely be helpful. Again, with R compressor, you want a little bit more control, reach for that. If you want a little bit of a grittier, dirtier sound, I would reach for the Renaissance X. But For general vocals, our Vox really does the job, and like I said, I really like it. I've been using it on my sessions for for decades already at this point, and yeah, it goes on every mix I do. Every beat I make, it's doing something. Let me know which compressor you like to use, which one out of these three you like the best, and if you haven't used them, give them a try and see which one you like.